In this video, I'll summarize the plot of The Book Thief in about 4 minutes and give you an analysis of the story. The novel begins in 1939 Nazi Germany, narrated by Death, who observes the lives of humans during World War II. Liesel Memminger, a young girl, is travelling by train with her mother and younger brother when her brother suddenly dies. At his burial, Liesel steals her first book, The Grave Digger's Handbook, despite being unable to read. She is then placed in the care of Hans and Rosa Huberman, her new foster parents, in the small town of Mulching. Hans, a kind-hearted painter and accordion player, teaches Liesel to read, while Rosa, though harsh, deeply cares for her. Liesel forms a close friendship with her neighbour, Rudi Steiner, and develops a deep love for books. As Liesel learns to read, she begins to understand the power of words. She starts stealing books from various places, including the mayor's wife's library, finding comfort and escape in literature. Meanwhile, Nazi propaganda spreads across Germany, shaping the world around her. The Hubermans secretly take in Max Vandenberg, a Jewish man whose father once saved Hans's life. Liesel and Max develop a strong bond, sharing stories and finding solace in words. Max writes The Standover Man, a book about his life for Liesel, reinforcing the theme of storytelling as an act of resistance. As the war progresses, life in Mulching becomes more dangerous. Hans gets into trouble for showing kindness to a starving Jew and is drafted into the German army. Meanwhile, air raids force Liesel and her neighbours to seek shelter, and she finds comfort in reading aloud to them. Food shortages worsen, and Rudi and Liesel resort to stealing to survive. Despite the hardships, their friendship deepens, and Rudi's admiration for Liesel grows. However, the reality of war becomes more brutal, and the threat of violence looms over their lives. Max is eventually forced to leave the Hubermans' basement, and Hans returns home after being injured in battle. Just as life seems to regain some normalcy, tragedy strikes. Mulching is bombed, killing Hans, Rosa, Rudi, and most of the town's residents. Liesel, who was in the basement reading during the attack, is the sole survivor. She wanders through the wreckage, devastated, and kisses Rudi's lifeless body, finally acknowledging her love for him. Death, who has been watching her all along, takes her abandoned notebook, The Book Thief, before leaving her to grieve. In the aftermath of the bombing, Liesel is taken in by the mayor and his wife. She is eventually reunited with Max, who survives the war, bringing a glimmer of hope amidst the loss. The novel ends with Death narrating Liesel's later years, revealing that she lived a long life, filled with love and family. When Death finally comes for her, he returns her notebook and reflects on the human capacity for both beauty and destruction, leaving readers with a haunting yet poignant message about the power of words and resilience. Throughout The Book Thief, words are depicted as both a source of oppression and liberation. The Nazi regime uses propaganda to spread fear and hatred, while Liesel, Hans, and Max use words to foster connection and resistance. Liesel's journey from illiteracy to becoming a storyteller mirrors her growth in understanding the world's cruelty and beauty. Books provide comfort in times of fear, and storytelling becomes a means of survival. In the end, Liesel's story is preserved, proving that words have the power to endure even when people do not. Death is a central figure in the novel, not as a cruel force, but as a weary observer of human suffering. He is fascinated by Liesel because she represents the resilience of the human spirit in the face of destruction. The novel questions the duality of humanity, how people are capable of both immense cruelty and deep kindness. While the war brings devastation, acts of love and defiance like Hans giving bread to a Jew or Max writing stories for Liesel demonstrate the enduring goodness within people. In the end, Death remains haunted by humanity, unable to fully comprehend its